Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. It's a lot. Thank you. All right, it looks like I'm live. I'm just going to check. Let's see here. And yes, all right, it looks like I am. That is great. Okay, let's see. Sorry, just fixing everything in here. Okay, so let's go. And there, I think that's better. All right, I'm just going to wait a few minutes for some people to join. If you're here, please say hello. Let me get to comments. Yes, okay. And we'll do that. Okay. All right. Sorry for being late. And you know what? I'm actually going to go to... Okay. Oh no. Shoot. Give me one moment. My apologies. I'm just going to fix this really quick. Because from my initial boo-boo, I had... I'm still learning the EVMux, and so I created the first one wrong. So I'm just going to let everyone know. Okay, all right. So I just put a comment in the original one with the link to this correct one so that people can join in. So my apologies again. All right. And let's see here. And then I'm just going to grab it because, you know, a little Ricola so my throat doesn't go dry. That's the one thing about here and doing the whatnot is to get a dry throat. So my apologies again for being late. Just had a couple last things to do. Then I went, oh no, it's that time. So along with the sale today, I'm also going to be doing the drawing for those. So for anyone who if you make a purchase for me, you get a ticket, and then I do a raffle drawing. So for throughout the month, but I'm thinking probably starting next year I may stop that just because it'll kind of save me, and I might just do I don't know, maybe leaving a comment after a video. I know some people do that, or just I don't know. I'm gonna think some more about it. So I just want to make it more, you know, fun, and thank you for coming and watching and purchasing for me. I'm, you know, very grateful for all of that. I'm thankful, as in the season of Thanksgiving. So yes, I'm going to be doing the drawing for that, and that's anyone who purchased for me in August. They're in the raffle, and so they'll win a discount on their either on their next purchase, or if they, you know, want to save up for more, but I'd probably just do it on the next one so I don't forget. But I do have a list where I write it down. Let's see here. So And I also didn't realize tomorrow is the first day of fall, of autumn. So I guess this was perfectly timed. And let me know if you saw the short that I put out. I did a little little preview of two of the items that are coming today. Just I usually just do one item, so this was kind of fun doing two. But yeah, all right. So I will get started, and if I'll just in case you're watching on the replay, I'm Al. I ship from Massachusetts. I use PayPal to invoice, and I use Pirate Ship for shipping. And if you haven't purchased before, I do have a jot form to fill out. I'm asking, if you're going to make a purchase, I do need you to fill that out first. Just this way I have your information. It's better to have it in the jot form versus in an email for me, because unfortunately the emails, I've accidentally deleted a couple. I'm going to be honest. So previous people who have purchased from me, I no longer have their information. But in the jot form, it stays stored all there, which is nice. And I'm going to be invoicing. I'm thinking now my plan was to invoice after today's sale because it's going to be the last one I did for the month. But I'm thinking I might actually do one on Thursday because if you followed Janine's and Roy from Dust Not Included, they usually have one on Thursday evenings, but they're not going to be doing one this week. So I was thinking maybe I could sneak in another one. So I might do a pop-up then. Otherwise, I'd say just expect your invoice by the weekend. And then after that, let me just look at the calendar here. All right, this is September. So I would say October 5th will be my next one. Yeah, October 5th. And then I'm going to try doing them more steadily. I'm going to try every week, but sometimes it's hard because of inventory. I want to make sure, obviously, I repeat things. I want to make sure I bring you new, fresh stuff. And so, every other week, maybe and then maybe on the other weeks, I could do a thrift haul of what I found or just something kind of fun. So, all right. So with all of that said, I'm going to get started. The first thing I'm going to show is, this was going to be my highest price item today, and you'll see why, but I have two. So, I've mentioned before that I actually home cook for Merc. I don't feed him any commercial food. And I use this really big roaster. It's big enough to cook a turkey in. The one downfall to it is you can't put the insert in the dishwasher. So I found this one on Amazon that said you could put it in the dishwasher. And then I get the instructions and I read it, and you can't put it on the dishwasher. But I read them after the return date, so I still have it. So this will be shipped in its original box. It's like really thick padded cardboard, and it's got all the styrofoam. It'll be really great. It's going to be a little hard to show because it is so big. But here, let me see. I'll show you these. So it still has the instructions there. But this is kind of what it looks like. And what I like better about yours than yours, but this one than mine is, sorry, that's the little sheet there. This one actually has a glass lid so you can look in and see. Now, this is 26. I believe this is a 26 quart roaster. So yeah, it is really big, and you can cook a whole turkey, maybe not, like a giant jumbo turkey, but a really big turkey in there. You can use cook a couple of chickens in there, whole chickens in there. You could do a big stew if you've got a big gathering coming, but I thought this would be great coming for Thanksgiving because you could do your turkey in here, and then you've got your oven free, because that's the one thing with Thanksgiving is you got all those dishes that got to go in the oven, but you only got one oven. So, and you can also bake in it. I was reading it. So there's, we have the rack here. You just put that in there, and you put, like, because you can do muffins in there, which is crazy. I would never have thought of that. You just put your muffin tin on top of it, and it all cooks in there. So, all right. So that's the lid. Just gonna put that. I don't want to put it on the floor. Here. Okay. So here is, this is the base. I mean, even the cord is still wrapped up. Like I said, I still have everything new. So this is the insert. You would wipe out this. You can wipe this off to clean, and then this is the insert that you wash. So it's kind of nice. It's essentially like a really giant crock pot, which is what I was looking for. So I could make massive batches of food for Merc. So now I will note that this did arrive. You can see the handle's kind of half. I do have the other half. I'm happy to glue that back on, or if that's something you would like to do. And then I don't know if this pops off enough that, oh no, it doesn't really pop off, but yeah, so that's it. But it's really nice. And again, the only reason I'm not using it is because it's the same as my other, and that the insert can't go in the dishwasher. So that I'm just asking $55 for, and these go for, depending on the season, because I think the closer you get to Thanksgiving, they go higher and higher. But they're usually over $100. So, all right. So that's the first one. Now, oh hi Cassandra, welcome in. Aloha. Thank you for tuning in. I just showed my first item, which was the roaster here. Okay, so, oh yes, here's the other piece of the knob there I was talking about. All right. How have you been? How was your week? So I was on, you were here, you popped in last week. I did a kind of a last minute pop-up kind of last week. But I think you were here and you said hi. All right, so my next item is this. So this is black amethyst. And this is, I'm just gonna pull this a little closer here. Vintage, MCM glass ashtray. There we go. Beautiful condition. You don't really see black amethyst glass much, so that's kind of nice. This is going to be starting bid of 10. This is mid-century modern. I probably wouldn't use this for an ashtray. I think this would be cute out on display, and then if you had like a pumpkin, you could sit on it, or even as like a little candy dish or a little snacky dish. That would be nice. There's no maker's mark on the back. It's totally plain. That's not a crack. That's just like a straw mark from the mold. So, all right. So there's that. And then let's see. All right, next I have, this is a Ray Dunn mug. This is starting at $8. And this just says ghoul friend. Instead of having a cool friend, you have a ghoul friend. Perfect for Halloween. Orange on the inside. There's the black over here. This is really smooth too. I actually like the feel of this. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'm glad you came in. See, I thought you usually come in, so that's why I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you were there. But also, my memory is not so great. So, But I have this one, and this doesn't, I don't know if this says the ounces here. It does not. This says it may get hot in the microwave. I think everything you put in the microwave gets hot. So, and it's dishwasher safe. So, there we go. All right. So that one was starting at 8. And then, so I'm kind of going to show like Halloween, and then I'll do the Thanksgiving stuff, and then I'll move to like the fall and general stuff. Hi, Shanika. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you for coming. How was your week, Shanika? You know, I thought about you. Yesterday I was outsourcing, and I happened to come across a one that was like just specifically for crafts. They had no beads though. I was so bummed, but I still have that. I did send you an email. I don't know if you got it, but there's one coming up next weekend that I'm going to, and so I was just kind of double checking that it was the yellow and black beads you were looking for. Yeah, I don't have. I was thinking I didn't have a ton of Halloween, which I really don't compared to other sellers. But I have less that are specifically Thanksgiving. So, sorry, my tank top is showing. I have less that are specifically Halloween, or I mean Thanksgiving, but that's okay. I'm just gonna show what I have and can enjoy what I have. So, this next item is a cute little candy dish. So you have a little spider here. Oh yeah, I guess I should give a spider alert for anyone who doesn't like spiders. So, but yeah, if you check the email, if you wouldn't mind replying to that, and I don't know if there's specific kinds of beads. They could be, I know, like the seed beads or like the bigger plastic ones, or some of those that are kind of like cut looking. I'm not sure of their exact name. I can picture it in my head, but I don't know the exact name because I'm not a jewelry maker. But and then this way I'll know, and then when I go out to the craft one this coming weekend, I'll be looking specifically for those. So but yeah, it's really cute. It does have one little nick here, and then a little bit here. I do have the box it came in, but there's no like styrofoam. It's just kind of loose in there. So I'm thinking that might have been what happened, is because they didn't have the packaging. But the spider just lifts up. And in the inside, some spider rings. Big spider alert. Well, not big spider, but plethora of spiders. So these are really cute. So I thought I would include these. Because you could, when the trick-or-treaters come, lift up the spider and let them pick from a candy. But you could put some of these in there, too, in case they want a little ring instead of some candy. So, or there may be those kids that have allergies, so they can't really get candy. But let me see. I'm just looking for where I put him. Oh, he's not on my list. Well, what do you know? Is he? Nope, forgot to put him on my list. Okay. I'm just writing it down here. Sorry. So he's just going to be a starting bid of 9. Sorry, of 8. For this cute little guy, for a little candy dish with a bag of spiders. Bumblebee jewelry art. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this little guy down now. So again, that was start of 8, and I apologize. I was trying to move things around, and okay. All right, so next I have, this one was kind of different. And this was actually an accidental oops because I got this online, but the way I was seeing it, I thought this was kind of like melting ice. It made me think of melting snow, and that's what I thought it was. But then when you look close, it's actually skulls in there. So it's kind of neat. So I was like, ooh, I would totally paint this black, like a matte black, and then maybe accent or like highlight where the eyes or the teeth are. That would be kind of neat. So this is going to be a starting bid of 6. I figure crafty people out there, and it is glass. You can see the glass right, on the bottom there. It's got a nice big open. I guess if you had a big candle, you could put it in there, but I think this is more of a vase. But yeah, I thought that was kind of, oh yeah, look, you can see his rib cage. So this one was very different, I thought. This is, let me see, give you a little height here. Just under 8.5 inches tall. And the base is about 5.5 across at the widest there. Okay. And let's see. All right, next I have, oh, this is, let me put it. Okay, so this is a cute little hanger. I think it's for your door. Let me get back. The little black cat says boo. Got a little scarecrow, and I would think, I think you're meant to put candy in there, but that might weigh it down a bit. Maybe he'd be cute with since he's a scarecrow, like some hay stuffed out of there or something. But he's just going to be $4. So you can see where they have the hanging things, but the rope did break. I do have some jute twine that I could send with this. I'm happy to send along. So, shh. Lou just left. He's going fishing for the day with his grandfather. He's really cute. It's made of nylon. The feet kind of remind me of like witches though, huh? Because of the green. Merc? No. Thank you. So he's just going to be 4. Okay. And let's see here. All right. So next I have. All right. Next I have this really cute little, it's just a soft spider. Very soft and fuzzy. And the legs are totally bendable. He's just going to be a starting bid of 4. Oops, sorry. He's got little orange eyes. He looks like he's wearing a little scarf. He's so cute. There's his underside. He has all his legs, and he's just adorable. And he's very soft. He's not soft. Like, I wouldn't give him to a kid as a toy just because the legs are bendable, so there is wire in there. But he would just be cute, set him on something. If you have like a pumpkin at your house or something, you'd set him right on there. But he was cute. I couldn't leave him behind. So again, that's starting bid of 4. And now, next I have, this is a cat in a hat, but a different cat in a hat. So this is the one I showed in my preview short. This is the hobbyist piece. I could not find, I think it looks like it was done, it says 87. So these molds were made and then they came along and painted them. So that's kind of the hobbyist part of them, but super cute. And I love, they're similar. You're not going to find an exact match just because you can paint them how you want. But the ones I found it interesting because they didn't have the holes here. And so the person who did this put the holes in, and you can see they did it in the hat too, which I thought was really creative. It's the same on the back. And they put, a little bit of glitter around it and such. But I think where I got this, they weren't the original person that made it, because the bottom, which was open, someone covered it in cloth. And, there's openings so you could put a little candle in there and let that shine through. But this felt is very, very easy to come off. I just didn't want to take it off in case you wanted to leave it like this. But super cute. This is a starting bid of 23. So, and I love the little bat. Look at his little face. He reminds me like he's got beaver teeth. I know he's not a beaver, but come on, he's so cute. And then the spider is, he's a little pom, a little googly eyes. I love googly eyes. I think they're the funniest things ever. They make me laugh, and I love, if you look at the cat's eyes, he's got stars in them. Oh, and the spider's wearing boots. I just noticed that. How cute. So, that's pretty cute for almost 40 years old. Really great condition. So, all right. Set that aside. And then next I have two Annalise, two Halloween Annalise. And so first up is this one's from 1996. Hold on, I'm just going to set this aside here. All right, you lay down because I don't want to knock into you on accident. So this one's from 1996. This is the spider one. Super cute. They both still have their original, the little papers on there. Oh, I guess it comes over here. The little papers. Everything okay?
Yes, there was this lady at the door who was bringing attention to the fact that a corporation wants to build some type of fueling station over well land. This is a pamphlet.
Oh. Thank you. I'm live, so I'm going to look at this later, but okay. I thought you left to go fishing.
No. I would have let you know.
Oh, okay. All right.
I would have said something.
Okay. All right. Thanks, honey. I'll definitely be reading that.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is
so, yep. So we've got, all right. So back to our program. Sorry about that. So cute little Annalie. And it's going to be a choice. Starting at 12. A little trick-or-treat bag. So that's the spider, again from 1996. And then the other one I have is the little ghost mouse. Super cute. Moves all the way around, and again with the tag, and also the little tag here. And this one also has the same too on the back there. So, but that one's like a little child, and this one's like a little mouse. So that's that. And there's the back there. Okay, so we'll set these aside. Okay. And okay. So next up I have this is going to be the starting bid of 6. And I have one of those pie Tupperwares. So, after your Thanksgiving meal, you can put your one piece of pie left, because, everybody's going to eat the pie. It's the good stuff, right? Now, you can tell this is one of, like, the originals because it has that seal. They don't put the seal on that anymore. But it says the original Tupperware. There's no cracks or anything in it. Really great condition. So, and if anyone likes the Tupperware to like store, leftovers in, I do have a few Tupperware pieces, some of the older ones that let me know. But all right, so that's 6. And let me just looking for this. Maybe I should have gone in order of how I put them on here. That probably would have been good. Okay. So this is from 2019. This is a starting bid of 10. 2019 Ray Dunn still has the tags here. And it's just a cute little birdhouse. It says gobble on in the shape of an acorn. No chips, no cracks. And you could set this outside to use because it does sit flat. And you could set it out for them to use because it has the holes here. So water doesn't stay, and it also has the stopper here so that you can clean it out if needed. So I think you could probably use this for they could use it as a birdhouse, or if you wanted to put food in there, they could get food out of there. Also for the chipmunks, throw some nuts in there. I think it would make sense. Put some peanuts or some nuts in there, and then the squirrels and the chipmunks and the birds can get some nuts. Because it's a gobble. So again, this was starting bid of 10. All right, and then next I have. All right, so these are from. Sorry, I'm just going to. Okay, so I don't have a year on these, but these are from Party Light. These are the Harvest Time Cornucopia taper candle holders. Super cute. They're about 6 inches across, and the height is 3 inches. And these are going to be a starting bid of. Where are they here? These are a starting bid of 15. So, and I'll show you the bottom here. Oops, it's little stickers upside down. You can't read it. And there you go. See the Party Light? And they've got the Party Light mark there. But this is very, very detailed. No, paint loss. There's no chips, no cracks. And I love how colorful this is. I feel like there's so many, there's so many decorations for different holidays, but you don't really see a lot done for Thanksgiving. And again, with the Party Light and the sticker there. Okay. So, those. So this is. Okay. Okay. So this is an electric gravy warmer. So I do have the cord. I keep it in here. Now this is something from mine that I did use. I will say I actually never use this for gravy. I used to use it to keep our pancake syrup warm for when we had like pancakes, French toast, things like that. So this is the base, and it's just a simple plug in, on, off, and it still totally works. And you can use this without the base. Sorry, this is going to be a starting bid of 15. But there's no chips, no cracks. It's in beautiful condition. Same along here with the base. Oops, tuck that cord back in there. So yeah, that was I thought that was neat. Because then you get, a lot of times people really only use the gravy things at the big holidays like Easter and Thanksgiving and Christmas. But if you're using it for your pancake syrup, then you can use it all year round. Or sometimes what I do is I'll take blueberries, and I take frozen blueberries and I put them in the pan and I warm them up, so you get this kind of like just warm, bubbly blueberry. And you can do it with any fruit. You could put that in here too and keep it warmed up. I will say, pro tip, warm the stuff up first, and then while you're warming it up on the stove, get this going so this starts warming up, and that'll keep it, because it does take, because this is I want to say ceramic, maybe it's stoneware, maybe you can tell by the bottom, but it does take a little bit to warm up. This is really just meant to keep it warm, so I like to have this turned on and getting this warmed up while I'm cooking, warming up the little syrupy fruit sauce, or also your gravy. So again, that was 15. All right. Now, so where did we go here? So this is a little duck on nest, and I love this because it's the mama. She's got a cute little baby peeking out. Going, what's going on out there, mom? So no, I thought this, because it came with the spoon, um, was for soup, but it was listed as gravy. And I was like, well, that kind of makes sense. It's about the same size. And some people spoon on their gravy instead of pouring it. Especially if my grandmother used to make every Easter. She made a gravy that had raisins in it to go on the ham. I never ate it because I don't like raisins. But if you like raisins, then you enjoy. But, and most of the time when you find these, most things, they don't have the spoons with them. So that's kind of cute. Now the spoon does have, it's a little, I think it's going to be hard to tell because it's white. But it does have, maybe you can see a little bit there, it does have the crazing on it. And then here's the nest. This also has crazing in it. And this also is, this is from Portugal. That's on the, oops, wrong way. But it does say Portugal, and I'm not sure what, it says BE, it looks like BE, and then it looks like an L, but I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it's something in Portuguese, which I do not speak. But check out Mama. She's so beautiful. This looks hand painted. And I will say there is one spot here where it's lighter, but that's under the glaze. That's not a scrape or anything like that. So she's so cute. Absolutely beautiful. There is one little nick there, but it's underneath and it's very, very smooth. So again, I'm sorry, I never even said this is a starting bid of 27. I'm gonna put that baby back in there. Okay. So there we have the, oops, did I do that right? Yes. So, all right, so we have our duck on nest. Ooh. Okay, so the next item next item is starting bid of 20. And this is the golden foliage pattern. This is mid-century modern, and it's the shot glasses and the racks. Now, all of these glasses, they have no chips or cracks or anything. I thought this was really neat, and I'm not like a shot drinker, but what I thought, if you weren't either, is these would make cute little planters, or if you do cuttings to like so they grow the roots and then you can have more plants to propagate. You could maybe even use these. So, but I just thought it was really neat. It's all the cups. With the rack. Again, this one was a starting bid of 20. So I remember my grandparents actually had this pattern set. They had all the different size glasses. They didn't have shot glasses. But I loved it. The woman I got it from said it was actually um, her parents from their wedding over 50 years ago. So I thought that was really amazing. But all right, put that down over there. Okay. Now, let's see. Um, so I'm just checking off the things I did so I didn't forget them. Okay. All right, next I have, this is a cute little, now this is real leather, so it's quite worn. This will probably be replaced. I have some jute twine I could send with it. But this is just a cute little hanger. It says Harvest, and it's in different shades of blue, which I kind of liked for, because a lot of times you get those big bright fall colors, which I love, but sometimes you want something a little more muted. We got this cute little raccoon. Very sorry, I need to give you a price here. This is going to be a starting bid of 8. And then it does have the little protectors here on the back. So if you hang it on, say, your door and people are going in and out, it won't bang on your door. And it's got some little, is that paint or... Oh, okay. So some of the paint is coming off up here, but that's on the back. So but there's that. And this is, let me give you a little measurement. We've got, it is, it says about 9 inches long and almost 7 inches across. Okay. So there's that. And then I have another hanger. Now this one is a lot heavier. And I'm going to show you the back. This one is definitely for outdoors. You can see the previous person use it, for outdoors. And I think this has a year. Yep, this was from 2004. So it's 21 years old. But it's this beautiful owl hanger. This is going to be a starting bid of 12. So I'm just going to hold it back so you can see the whole thing. And then I will bring it close so you can get more of the details there of that owl. Really beautiful. I'm pretty sure that's just, this is a barn owl. But I loved all the detail on it. Now on the back, it does say, very faded, Happy 76th birthday, 7/26/07. Love, Doris and Dick. So if you know someone who's turning 76 and your name is Doris and your husband's name is Dick, I've got a perfect gift for you right here. Already signed. But it is very, very faded. So, and I'm sure maybe with some rubbing alcohol that could get out, but look, they drew a little happy face. Oops. So there's that. Okay. I'm just going to put that down. All right. Oh, I showed the gravy warmer and the duck nest. And the is that. Okay. So next, Okay, I'm just pulling over a couple here. So this is a fall flowers trivet. So it has a heat resistant finish, and so this will withstand heat up to 500 degrees. So you can use it on the table from the oven or the stove directly on it. And this also resists grease and dirt, etc., like that. You just wipe clean with a damp cloth. You do not immerse. And this is from 1981. But isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful bouquet of fall flowers. Bring that closer for you. In beautiful condition. And it also has, so it is on the back, but if you look, it's got a thing there, so you could hang that on the wall. And I think this is from a painting. If you can see, it looks signed. So I think it's like a repo of a painting. So this is going to be, I'm so sorry. This is a starting bid of 6. There's that. And this is 8.5 by 6.5. There. All right. And then the next item is I have this really nice wooden tray. It has a really nice scene on it. Looks like this is, so you look in the corner here. It is signed, so I do believe this was hand painted. They probably maybe purchased the tray and then painted it. But it's this really nice fall scene. Got the birdhouse with the pumpkins and the wheelbarrow. And this is a starting bid of 10. And now the back is just plain. This would be really cute either, say, on your like kitchen table or on a coffee table, and you can keep your remotes in here. I just thought it was really sweet. Oh, I just noticed there's a pie. So they used the pumpkins and they made one pumpkin pie. So this tray is 14.5 inches across by 11.25 this way. You can see the nice handles there. Cracks or anything, so it's really nice. And again, that one was a starting bid of 10. Okay, let me grab the next few. All right, so this next item is, oh, let me go here. Let me just do, this one is, I love the wood tones for the fall. This is hand engraved wood plaque. Got the beautiful flowers on it. Come in. See the flower there. And I love the shape of it, how they did that in a flower shape. It says, this was made the 21st of December, 1979. Let's see that on the back. But you do have the spot there to hang it. So, I thought that was really nice. This is starting of 16. Sorry, I keep forgetting to say starting bids. Hi, Angela. Welcome in. Oh, I didn't even see John's been here. Hi, John. For some reason, the chat doesn't scroll. I don't know why. So I didn't even see when John said hi. I wasn't ignoring you. Hi, John. Okay. So I have this one again. So that was starting of 16. And then just going to do this backwards so I can. I have these two really pretty. This jewel tone. They're leaf dishes. Now on this is not this is, I forget what it's called, where it's like painted on the glass. It's the glass isn't actually purple. And I just know because there's some that have scratches a little bit, but when they're down on the table, you can't tell, which is kind of nice. This one is not as bad. Actually, I don't think I see any on here. It's really just this one that's got, so it's got a little there and a little bit over here. But there's, other than that, there's like no chips or cracks or flea bites or anything like that. These are a starting bid of 10. It comes as a set. So I thought those are really pretty for the fall. Something different than the usual orange and things like that. So, and I just love the jewel tone of it. Okay. And next is going to be a starting bid of 8. I have this beautiful, speaking of regular colors, it's a milk glass leaf shaped dish, and it is you can see it patterned in there. And this is nice because it's white. You could actually use this also in the springtime, because everyone thinks of leaves in the fall, but I think of leaves in the spring too, because that's when they're coming back from winter. So that would be, actually, this would look really nice with some candy corn in it if you're a candy corn eater. I know some people aren't, but it's good. Okay. So I did that. That was everything here. Yep. All right. So next is going to be sorry, just 1 minute. Okay. So next is who is these are, the brand is Inox, Inox. These are 1810 from Italy, 18 over 10 from Italy serving trays. And this one is, sorry, so this one is starting bid of 20, and this is 14 3/4 by 9 3/4. So I'm just gonna, they're just kind of plain silver, but they're nice because you could use them for any occasion. And then I have the larger one, and this one is starting bid of 22. If someone wanted to them both, I would do them both for 40. Starting bid of 40. I wasn't sure if I should do them together or separate. I know you can see all the mess behind me. Sorry about that. This is 17 by 11 1/4. Oh yeah, you can see I broke out my fall schnauzer. So you can see that there. But they're just this, yeah, made in Italy. So I thought these are really nice. Okay. And just gonna, I keep them in this bag just to kind of feel like it protects them. All right. Put this here. Okay. So let's see. I'm just looking to see what's next. Oh. Okay. These are a starting bid of 8. These are just salt and pepper shakers, and they do have apples on both sides. They have these, don't have a year on them, but they do say Asia Master Group, made in China. Super cute. And actually, with apples, you wouldn't even have to use these for salt and pepper. If you do, if you know, people, you get a little cinnamon in here, a little nutmeg in here, shake them on your apples, have a little treat. So there's no chips or cracks or anything in these. They're in great condition. And they're really big. These are 3.5 inches tall by 2 3/4 across. So they're really big. They would hold a lot. I wish it said the size, but it doesn't. But again, if these are starting 8. Whew. 8. Okay. And okay. Next I have, this is a bit for the crafters. I have these cute little, but they were all kind of little, and they're purposely rusted. But they are little jingle hearts. Hopefully you can hear that. They're just really cute. They're metal. You could, if you have like a wreath or if you have a garland or something, these would be cute to hang on it. But they do jingle. Hopefully you can hear that. And these are about 1.25 inches tall, including the hanger. And at the widest here is also 1.25 inches. So, and this was, so you get all 4 of them. And that is I'm just gonna do a buy it now for 6 then. So, all right, that, and right next. Okay, so I have a couple of vases. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so this is a starting bid of 12. This is mid-century. This is a vintage hand-blown bubble bud vase. Don't want to say that wrong. And I could not say that 3 times fast. This has kind of an orangey amber color. So this is the other fan vase I have, which is like an amber. So this does look more orange when you have them next to each other, but when it's just by itself, it does have a bit of an amber color. So it's very, very thick on the bottom. And I love all the bubbling in it. And this is a really, really tall vase. It's 14 inches tall, and it's 2.5 at the base here, at the widest. So again, this one is starting bid of 12. Okay, set that there. And so the next one is going to be the fan vase, and this is the amber fan vase. Oops, let me get that off. This is going to be a starting bid of 16. So you can see that. This is 9 inches tall and 6.5 at the widest. I'm sorry, 6 at the widest at the top here. There is. These are really nice. I loved how bubbled out the bottom was. Now there is one that's just a straw mark right there. I don't know if you can see that. That does have a straw mark. That's not a crack. That's just a straw mark in the mold. So that was pretty neat. Okay, so again, that was starting at 16. And okay, so oops, let me put this back. Put that back on there. And okay, these back over here. Get the next couple of items. I'm gonna grab 3 over here. Okay, so first I have this cute little jar. This is from Sheffield Home. I didn't realize this was microwave and dishwasher safe. Originally, proudly designed in the USA, but it is made in China, which is fine. They make a lot of our stuff. But this is from my personal collection. Super cute. It does have the rubbering around it. I used to put little treats in there, but it's got such cute. It's got a little squirrel here and a fox, an owl, and then a little hedgehog. Sorry, this is going to be. Sorry, just looking at my list here. This is going to be a starting bid of 7. Sorry about that. And there's no chips, no cracks. It's in perfect condition. I only ever had this out during the fall to display and hide little treats in it. But this is, let me get a little measurement for you. So including to the top of the handle is about 5.5 inches tall. And the width at the base here is, we're looking at about 4.25. So it's a good size. Oops. Let's see that. It's really cute. It's all speckled. And the pattern just repeats all around the canister. Okay. Yes, it is. It's so, that's what got me, was all the adorable little animals. Especially that hedgehog. Look how happy he is. One of my animal care customers, they have a hedgehog and his name is Beans, and he's my Beanie Boo, but he bites. And hedgehogs, when they bite, they bite and then they bite down again. And he got my finger and he got my nose one time. So don't ask. I'm not gonna talk about how I got my nose. But thankfully we were still wearing masks at that time. So when I went out, nobody saw it. They just saw this. Nobody knew. But okay, so there's that one. Put these over here. And all right, and then next I have, all right, so this one is going to be, this is a starting bid of 25. So this is kind of, this may be like a, is it really? But I think the coloring on it, it's this beautiful caramel colored, reminds me of like caramel or like a root beer float or even like coffee. But this is really thick glass. I believe, I can't say that this is Murano because it's not, there's no sticker left on it or anything like that. It does have a smooth ponto, but it is super, super thick and it's hefty. I should have weighed it. But I thought this would be really cute if you had some, you could use it as like a vase and you could have like sunflowers coming out of it. Or if you did, I really love those. If you can get them, they're faux, but some of them you can get and they look really good is the cotton. The little cotton balls, natural cotton, still in the, that would just look so cute in here. Some of those tall wheats, the wheat looking ones, those, I think those would be so cute. And I loved, let's look at the, but yeah, I mean, see, when I saw it, I was thinking like animal print, but then it's really just kind of spots, and then you got stripes here, but just the coloring, I loved it. So, all right. So, and this is, let me get you some measurements. It is at the widest, it is about 7 1/4 at the widest here. And we'll get a little depth here. It's about, it is at the, here, it's just under 4 inches. And then for height, including the handle, we've got 8 inches. So, and there's no chips, no cracks, no flea bites, nothing. It's perfect. Perfect. Okay. So that's that one. Just going to mark that off. Next, I have this super cute little, so this does light up. There is a, I don't know if you can see in there. Oh, you can. Yeah. See, it has a little light in there, and it just takes batteries. I take the, this is from, I went through like my home decor, my fall decor, because I just don't really have the space anymore. But so this is one that I had, and I have this out for a couple of seasons. But I always take the batteries out at the end, you know, before I put it away for the season, because otherwise they can corrode in there. And I just got to pull them out. But it just makes a nice little glow. So it is glazed on this part. This is, where is it? This is starting bit of 8, so it's glazed down here. And then this part here is left unglazed. It has that kind of like rough sandy feeling to it, but it's so cute. It's just a little squirrel on a little pumpkin or gourd, if you will. He was so cute. So, and let me get you some measurements. At the widest, it is, oops, it's about 5 1/2 at the widest. Now its tallest to the tip of the tail is just under 7 1/2 inches. So, and this is nice when you're watching TV and you know you need a little light. You just put this. It's really cute, really nice. Okay. All right. And okay, so next, is that everything I brought over? Yes. Okay. Okay. Next, I have these serving trays. These are from Makessa. Um, so this one, this is even, oops, let me pull my inventory sticker off there. This is the oval shape one. Now this one is flat. It doesn't have an edge all the way around like the round one does. It just kind of has the handles. And this is smooth on the top, but it is kind of, the leaves are bumped out. And then where it's frosted is, has like a texture to it. So this is 14 1/2 across, and at the widest it's 10 1/2. So this one's going to be starting at 12. And there's no chips, no cracks, no flea bites, nothing on these. Oh, leopard. I apologize. My comments, they don't go down all the time. I have to keep pressing an arrow, and I'm missing the arrow. I don't know. I thought this was leopard print when I first saw it, but I don't think it is technically leopard print. But that's what I saw when I first saw it. That's what it made me think of. So I'll put that down. out, then just let me know if you'd be interested in that one. And then, so this is the larger one. This one has an edge all around the side, and it's the same thing where it's smooth here. The leaves are bumped out, and then this is textured. So the round one is at the widest is 14 and a half. And this one is going to be starting at 16. And these are real thick. They're really nice quality. And I love this. And again, this is another one that isn't just for fall. These are also, because again, I think this is a spring, summer, and fall, but the leaves got kicked. They said your season is fall. So what we'll do, okay, so we'll put that, just gonna put that on there. And then I'm going to move these over. Okay, so here. Okay, almost done. All right, so there's a little paper in here. Sorry, give me 1 second. Don't know what this is. Oh. All right, it was the packing slip for when I purchased this. So this is a really sweet trinket box. Sure. Yes, I can do that. After the sale, because I have your address and everything, so I'll wrap it and box it up and get you a quote on that. Okay. All right, I'm gonna make a note to do that so I don't forget. All right. Ship quote for Shanika. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show this two separate because I don't like hear them. But this is a hobbyist piece, I believe, in the painting, but just really beautiful flowers on there with the monarch butterfly. And these black dots, those are raised. They're textured. And then I love the edging on this. And on the inside here, I think you might be able to see it. But yeah, I can make out the L, but it does say Lee. So Lee did this. And then here's the bottom. And reading that packing slip, it makes me laugh because the description of it said, no chips, cracks, or flea bites. But there was a little chip here. So I'm thinking maybe that happened in shipping. This is just going to be, sorry, just a little one. Right. Can you even see it? Come on. Yeah, it's hard to see, but there is a little bit of a chippy there. Right here. This is just going to be $4. $4 flat. And this also says Lee, and it says 85. So Lee did this in 1985. And again, the black dots are, bubbled and raised. But this would be cute for a little trinket, or you could, as Michael would say, put your $100 rolled up $100 bills in there. little jewelries or something. You keep it by the sink to put your jewelry in while you're washing dishes. So, just one moment. I'm just putting a note here. Because this one, I have a few that I didn't write down because I ran out of time. Okay. So there's that one. Then I have, yes, I have a little, I'm not going to tell you where it is, in case somebody's watching wants to rob me, right? But I have a spot where I keep, because you always want to have emergency cash on hand. But I have a spot where I keep it, and no one would ever think of it. So, um, okay, so this is going to be a starting bid of 10. And I have this beautiful terracotta. Yeah, this is a terracotta pumpkin. I think, no, this may just be ceramic. Looking at the stem, I think it's just ceramic. Probably just the texture feels like terracotta. But this is really neat. You could really do anything with this. And again, this has the lid. There's no chips or cracks or anything. And inside, because when I got it, the lady said it came with free Halloween confetti. So I'm going to send you your Halloween confetti if you purchase this. There's no chips or anything. I do need to give that a little wipe in, but other than that, they did a really great job painting this. I love the brown that they did on the stem. Very realistic. So that's the whole thing. And then let me see. The width here is about 7.5. Yeah, you could put this outdoors. Now, the height, including, to the top of the stem, is 7 inches. So there's that. And again, this is going to be 10. Okay. All right. Put that over here. And, okay. This is just on the first page here. All right. So here I have, these are just going to be, I'm just going to do a flat $2 choice. But I have some kind of fall washi. And these are all new. Just this particular brand came on a tab. And you can see they put a little serrated thing like you do for like Scotch tape. But honestly, I just take like I keep a gift card in with my washi because that's going to leave the serrated edges on the end of it. And if you do the gift card, it's just straight. But this is really cute. It's got your pumpkins with some gold foliage, the stem and the leaves there. And then I have this one is, oops, let me see here. So this is wood grain with those flowers. Nice fall colors. Let me bring that back here. And then the other one I have is this super cute little fox. It's got some freckles. So, and I can say, so the flowers are, this is a little over a 1/4 inch. This one is about 1/2 inch. And then this one, and this one is 1 inch thick. So again, these are just $2 choice. Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anything over here. Nope, I didn't. All right. Okay, so my last few things I have some few jewelry pieces, and then I have four of the vintage handkerchiefs to choose from. So let me grab those. After I clear my space here. Okay. So first I have, oops. First I have these really beautiful flower clip. These are clip-ons. I don't have any way to test these. I believe these are gold tone anyways. These, oops. Put that there. Okay. So the flower clip-ons, these ones are going to be a starting bid of 4. I'm just, I didn't even look to see if these had a name on them. I don't see any maker's mark on them. I'm going to check this one. No maker's mark on these. These are about 3/4 of an inch. Whoop. Okay. Just going to make a note here. Okay, so then the next pair I have, these are some dangly ones. But these are, I really love, I thought the color was great for fall. Not missing any rhinestones. And these ones are going to be starting bid of 6. And again, didn't check if there was a maker. I don't think of that because for me, I don't really look for a certain maker. I just look at, do I like it? And sometimes if I buy jewelry lots, they just come in a lot. And so I don't really look for the maker. But yeah, I'm not seeing a mark here. Yeah, these are really pretty. Let me get a measurement. Okay. So from the top here to the bottom of the dangle is, I think that was 1.5. Yeah, it was 1.5. So would you say, is that the drop, or do you just count this part as the drop? I never understood that. But yeah, I liked, I thought the color was great too. I think this might be like a kind of jasper, and then this, not real, obviously, but and then this might be to be like citron, but I just can't. And then these look a little amber, but these also look like garnety color. So, but I like those. Okay. All right. Now next I have a couple of brooches. So let me just, all right, so first I have is this really, I need one of those clip things, like the professionals have. But I have this. There we go. So this is, again, I'm saying gold tone because I don't have a way to test them. but gold tone with garnet colored gemstones. And then looking at the back, so the back does have the rollover. Where is it? There it is. But as you can see, nope, other side. Whoop. It also sticks out, so just be careful of that. I think you can date them based on their clasp and stuff, but I know you can because that's how the professionals like Michael does it. And Maria from Maria California, no, not Maria California Thrift, Vintage Gems, Jewels, and Pearls. Margie, getting my M's mixed up. But so again, that one's starting at 6, and let me give you. So a widest across is just over 1.25 inches, and that's the same in height. So there's that one. Okay.
This is a reminder.
All right.
Party time for lunch. Then grab a snack.
All right, one moment. Sorry. Alexa, stop. Okay. This one is super cute. This one's going to be starting bid of 9. So this is also another brooch. Now this one, as you can see, the clasp, it just dips under and comes out. Ooh, I guess I can't put it back in, not looking in the camera. That's the back. But here's the front. I mean, what goes with fall other than football? But look, they can kick it to each other. How cute is that? I thought that was adorable. I don't know if there's. I'm guessing that is the maker's mark. I can get it to clear up there. I think that's the maker's mark, but I don't know who that is. So your guess can be as good as mine. But, yep, there's the touchdown with the movable football. I thought that was so cute. So again, that was 9. Starting bid of 9. And okay. Then I have a necklace. Let me just write this down. Okay. So this does have a barrel clasp. So I'm just going to. So this is a stone, and then these beads in between, I believe, they're either glass or stone, the round ones, and then you have like the gold kind of seed beads there in between. But I love this one because it was multiple colors, so it can go with a lot of outfits. And just gonna flip this around here. Oops. So you can see the rest of it, and then you can see the clasp. It's got a little barrel clasp there. It's just got some great coloring. This is $12. $12 start there. So I do, and it is cold to the touch. These are real stone. Let me get you a drop. This is a 16-inch drop. So we'll do that. But this would be really nice with, like, a turtleneck. If you had a solid color turtleneck would really make these pop. So, okay. So there's that one. And then my last is I have the vintage handkerchiefs. And I always do mine at a $4 start. Yep. Okay, have fun. Catch a lot of fish. Okay. So now all of these, I found a special detergent. It's specifically for vintage fabrics, and it helps get rid of stains and anything like that. So I washed them in that. It's unscented and it's a delicate one. They were washed on gentle, and then I ironed them. So this is the first one. They're all very flat, but I'll have to fold them to send them. But and then I think you look down here. I just don't know if it's going to show because it's see-through, but I believe that is the person who designed it, because it's the same kind of um, ink as the, where's that? Here. Let me do this. Show it over this so you can see the pattern better. So it's not so see-through. But that's the first one. And I actually have a couple that I think aren't just, like, I think they could be for men as well. Which this is one of them, because I feel it's, it's not super floral, but it's also not, like, it's not masculine, it's not feminine. So, okay. So that's the first one. Then the next one is, just going to try to, so this has the orange with the greens, and then you have the leaves there at the bottom, and you have the scalloped edging. You can show that there. So this one is just brown, and it has, so I'm just trying to decide. All right, I think this is the front here. Just has the embroidery around the edging. Like, this is another one that I think could be, that a man could use. Because that, I mean, that's the extent of the, um, decoration to it. So it's really beautiful. This one does have a more, like, I don't think it's silk, but it's like a silkier feel to it than the others. Oh, I didn't realize this one was there, but I have a plain yellow one that could also work for fall. This is linen. This definitely feels like linen. That one was sneaking in there. That one's smaller. So here's another one that also could be used by gentlemen. Now, each of the corners has a different picture. So this, whoops. Okay, got it backwards here. This side has, this is very fall. This side has cranberries. This side has the cornucopia. This side just has the corn minus the copia. And then this is, it took me a couple minutes of looking at this to figure it out, but these are walnuts, which I thought was super, well, I mean, so the bigger ones are walnuts. I'm not sure what these ones are, but, and then this one down here looks like an almond. This one here. And then obviously you've got the leaf there. So maybe, actually, if that's an oak leaf, maybe these ones here are acorns. They just don't have, like, the covering on it. But yeah, so that was the last one, and that was my last item. So thank you everyone who came and joined along and watched along for when you could. I think this was the longest sale I've ever done by myself, but I was pretty excited to have to kind of curate this, themed sale. I loved themed sales. But yeah, so if you are watching on the replay, what you'll want to do, I'm going to leave in the description below the jot form, so you can fill that out and send that in if you'd like to claim anything. And then just let me know anything you see. And you can email in at, where am I here? Boop, fullshelfshop@gmail.com. And just email in the items that you're interested in, and I can let you know if they're still available. Um, and yeah, so that's kind of it. Again, I use PayPal for invoicing. You don't have to have PayPal in order to make a payment, because you would just click on the thing and it'll pay through your credit card and such, or your debit card. And I do use Pirate Shipper shipping. That gets you the cheapest shipping around. Invoices will be done this coming weekend. And please keep an eye on to my channel. If you haven't yet, please give this video a thumbs up. Please leave a comment after the video letting me know your favorite piece. And yeah, I think that's kind of it. Keep an eye out, because also subscribe and turn your notification bell black, because that gets you all notifications, and it lets you know when I go live. I find that when I turn people I'm subscribed to, when I turn their bell black when they go live, I actually get a notification 30 minutes before they go live, which is really helpful. And I maybe look out for Thursday, because I may pop up and do a sale on Thursday. If you know Jen Eads and Roy from Dust Not Included, they typically do a sale on Thursdays at 6:30. But they're not going to be on this week, so I'm thinking I might pop on and do one. We're just gonna see if I'm able to do it after I get other stuff done that I need to get done. So again, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you come back, and I hope you liked everything. And please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.